This may be the most personal video I've ever shared. If you found me through my website, social media, Google, or through someone who has worked with me before, I want you to know who I really am, what I offer today, and why this work means so much to me. Today, I want to share the next level of transparency and authenticity about who I am, what I offer, and the journey that brought me here. For many years, I believed I was helping other people heal. But what I eventually realized was that I was also being called into my own healing journey. Between 2017 and 2022, I went through one of the deepest periods of recovery and transformation of my life. I was healing patterns related to relationships, intimacy, attachment, sexuality, and emotional pain that had roots stretching all the way back to childhood. It wasn't easy. It was humbling. It was painful. And it changed me forever. The man who helped me through much of that healing passed away in July of 2022. His love, support, and presence helped save my life in many ways, and losing him brought me into a profound season of grief. As I moved through that grief, I eventually fell deeply in love again. The relationship that followed became one of the greatest teachers of my life. It brought me face to face with questions about intimacy, attachment, boundaries, vulnerability, trust, and what it truly means to love another human being. For 2 years, I loved someone who was struggling with his own relationship challenges and wounds around intimacy. Throughout that relationship, I practiced showing up with honesty, compassion, patience, and accountability. I learned how to hold space for another person's fears while also honoring my own needs and boundaries. Today, he is on his own healing journey, and I don't know what the future holds for either of us. What I do know is that love challenged both of us to grow in ways that neither of us expected. Every ounce of that love has become medicine for my own healing and for the work I now offer others. What I discovered is that real intimacy is not always easy. In fact, for many people, true emotional closeness can feel terrifying. It asks us to be seen. It asks us to be vulnerable. It asks us to confront parts of ourselves we may have spent years avoiding. The deeper healing I've experienced has taught me something important. Many of the behaviors we struggle with as adults are not the problem themselves. They are often attempts to cope with pain that began long ago. Whether that pain shows up through addictive behaviors, relationship struggles, emotional avoidance, people-pleasing, anxiety, or disconnection, the root is often the same. We want to feel loved. We want to feel safe. We want to feel accepted. We want to feel seen. My own journey began in a family environment where sexuality, relationships, and emotional boundaries were very complex. Like many people, I carried wounds and patterns that I didn't fully understand until later in life. Today, After years of healing work, I can honestly say that my boundaries are healthier than they have ever been. My relationship with myself is healthier than it has ever been. My capacity to love has grown tremendously, and my commitment to authenticity continues to deepen every day. That is why I do the work that I do. Some people find me through social media, some find me through Google, some find me through word of mouth, and some still find me through websites and reviews connected to an earlier chapter of my life. If that is how you found me, I want to be very clear with you about who I am and what I offer today. I understand why many people seek touch, affection, intimacy, companionship, or sexual experiences. I understand because I have spent years exploring my own healing around relationships, attachment, sexuality, and emotional pain. But what I have discovered, both in myself and in the people who come to see me, is that beneath those desires is often something much deeper. People are often searching for connection, belonging, safety, and the freedom to be fully themselves. What I offer today is not sexual services. What I offer is healing, authentic healing, compassionate healing, heart-centered healing. The work I do helps people reconnect with themselves, their emotions, their bodies, and their capacity for genuine intimacy. Because true intimacy is not about performance. It is not about fantasy. It is not about escape. It is about connection. It is about truth. It is about feeling safe enough to be fully yourself. Many people find me because they are looking for touch, connection, comfort, affection, or relief from loneliness. What I've discovered is that these longings often point toward a deeper desire for healing, connection, and self-acceptance. The work I offer is not about fixing people. It is about creating a space where healing can occur. Through breathwork, somatic stress release therapy, therapeutic touch, emotional release, mindfulness practices, nervous system regulation, and psychedelic integration support, I help people reconnect with their bodies, their emotions, and their authentic selves. I help people feel safe enough to feel what has been waiting to be felt. I help people remember their worth. I help people reconnect with the parts of themselves they may have abandoned along the way. This work can be deeply intimate, but not in the way many people assume. The intimacy I offer is emotional presence, authenticity, compassion, acceptance, truth. It is the experience of being seen without judgment. It is the experience of being welcomed exactly where you are. And it is the experience of discovering that healing is possible. I am still on my own journey. I am still growing. I am still learning. I am still healing. And I believe that healing is not a destination. It is a lifelong path of becoming more whole, more conscious, more authentic, and more aligned with who we truly are. If you are suffering, if you are struggling, if you are feeling trapped in old patterns, or if you are simply curious whether transformation is possible for you, I want you to know this. Change is possible. Healing is possible. And you do not have to walk that path alone. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a beautiful day. And if you feel called to connect, I invite you to reach out. With love, Astarte Deva. Love as medicine.